Alright y'all, let's get into it. Taylor Swift just dropped her new album. And one song has everybody talking. It's called Wood, and let me tell you, it is something else. But the funniest part of this whole story isn't even in the lyrics. It's about her mom, Andrea Swift. Taylor shared a hilarious story about her mom missing the racy meaning behind the song. Andrea thought it was a sweet song about superstitions, which is a classic mom move. The song is packed with references to good luck charms and knocking on wood. Taylor joked about the beauty of a double entendre, where some people just don't pick up on the other side of it. Andrea connected with the innocent layer, which is totally fair. The song can be for her mom, who hears a story about superstitions and love. And it can also be for the fans who are picking up on some, let's say, specific details about her relationship. It just goes to show that even a global superstar's mom can have those perfectly wholesome, I don't get it moments. So, Taylor mentioned this fancy term, double entendre. What does that even mean? Let's break it down, because it's the key to unlocking this whole song. A double entendre is basically a word or a phrase that has two meanings. One meaning is usually the obvious one, the one you see right on the surface. But the other meaning is a little bit cheekier. It's often a bit naughty or suggestive. Think of it as a secret message hidden inside a normal sentence. It's a word puzzle, and Taylor Swift is the queen of creating them for us to solve. Songwriters and poets have been using this trick for centuries. It's a way to be clever and playful with language. You can talk about one thing while you're talking about something else entirely. It lets the artist be a little bit scandalous without being too direct. It's like a wink to the audience. The people who are in on the joke will get it, and the people who aren't will just enjoy the song for its surface-level story. In Wood, Taylor uses this technique perfectly. The first layer is all about superstitions, luck, and finding a love that feels like a good luck charm. But then there's that second layer, where all the racy NSFW interpretations come from. Okay, so let's put on our Andrea Swift glasses and listen to Wood from the innocent side first. When you listen this way, the song is a beautiful story about finding a love so good you feel like you don't need luck anymore. The main hook, I ain't gotta knock on wood, is the perfect example. Usually you knock on wood to keep bad luck away. But Taylor is saying her love is so strong and secure that she doesn't need to rely on old superstitions. She's found her certainty in a person, and that's a really romantic idea, right? The song builds this whole world where love is the ultimate lucky charm. It's more powerful than any rabbit's foot or horseshoe. She's basically saying that before she found this love, she was always looking for signs and hoping for the best. But now, with her partner, she feels like she's already won the lottery. It's a very sweet and sentimental message. So, from this perspective, Wood is one of Taylor's most romantic tracks. Alright, take those innocent glasses off because we are diving into the other side of Wood. This is the version that made the internet go wild. When you listen with a more adult mindset, the lyrics take on a whole new life. That central line, I ain't gotta knock on wood, suddenly sounds a lot less like a comment on superstition and a lot more like a very confident and satisfied statement about her physical relationship. The word wood itself becomes the biggest double entendre of all, and I think we can all figure out what that second meaning is. The song is filled with lines that are just dripping with this double meaning. Taylor mentions a magic wand and a hard rock, and let's be real, she's probably not talking about geology or a trip to Hogwarts. These phrases are cleverly chosen because they fit into the superstitious theme, but they also have very obvious physical connotations. It's this playful wink that makes the song so cheeky. She's pushing the envelope and having fun with it. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's inviting the listener to be in on the joke with her. So, what does Taylor herself have to say about all this? When the whole world is debating the meaning of her song, the artist's own words are pretty important. In an interview, Taylor made it very clear, you see in that song what you want to see in that song. That statement is everything. She's basically giving us permission to interpret it however we want. She's not going to confirm or deny the racy meaning, because the magic is in the mystery. She's letting the song be a mirror, reflecting whatever the listener brings to it. In another video for Amazon Music, she leaned more into the innocent explanation. She described Wood as a sentimental love story. She said it uses popular superstitions and luck charms as a plot device to tell the story of finding the one. This lines up perfectly with the version her mom heard. She's emphasizing the emotional core of the song. She wants us to know that, at its heart, this is a song about love, trust, and the incredible feeling of finding your person. Now, we have to talk about the one line in Wood that is pretty hard to interpret as anything but racy. Even with all the clever double meanings, this one feels, shall we say, very direct. In the explicit version of the song, Taylor sings, "Redwood tree. It ain't hard to see, his love was the key that opened my thighs." Okay, let's just take a moment. There is not a lot of room for a superstitious interpretation there, y'all. That is about as straightforward as it gets, and it's one of the most explicit lyrics Taylor has ever written. This line is the smoking gun for everyone who argues the song is obviously about sex. While other lyrics like Magic Wand or Hard Rock have some deniability, this one lays it all out on the table. The imagery is powerful and direct. She connects the idea of a giant, strong redwood tree to a love that was powerful enough to unlock her physical intimacy. It's a bold and incredibly vulnerable statement. She is putting her feelings and experiences out there in a way that is raw and unfiltered. As you can imagine, the release of Wood sent fans and music critics into a frenzy. The reactions have been all over the map, which is exactly what Taylor probably expected. On one side, you have a huge group of fans who are absolutely living for the cheeky NSFW interpretation. They are celebrating Taylor's confidence and her clever wordplay. For them, the double meanings are not subtle at all. They are the entire point of the song. They see it as a fun, spicy, and empowering anthem from a woman who is owning her narrative. Then you have the other camp. This group includes fans who prefer to see the song as the sweet, sentimental love story Taylor described. They focus on the superstition metaphors and the romantic themes of finding a secure love. They argue that people are reading too much into it and that the song's primary message is about emotional connection, not physical. This group proves Taylor's point that you really can see what you want to see. The song's duality allows different listeners to have completely different experiences with it, which is pretty amazing. Music critics are just as divided. One of the most interesting things about Wood is that there are two official versions, the explicit one and the clean one. This is pretty common for songs with racy lyrics, but with Taylor it's always fascinating to see what gets changed. The differences between the two versions of Wood really highlight how a few words can completely alter the meaning of a song. It's a masterclass in songwriting and editing. The changes are small, but they have a huge impact on how you hear the track. The most significant change, of course, is that redwood tree line we talked about. In the explicit version, she sings, "His love was the key that opened my thighs." In the clean version, that line is changed to, "His love was the key that opened my skies." See what she did there? "Opened my skies" is a beautiful, poetic metaphor for happiness and new possibilities. It completely removes the physical intimacy and replaces it with a feeling of emotional freedom. It's a brilliant switch that makes the line fit perfectly into the innocent, romantic interpretation of the song. But here's the funny part. Even the clean version isn't entirely clean. At the end of the day, the conversation around Wood is about more than just one song. It's about the unique magic that Taylor Swift brings to her music. She is a storyteller above all else, and she knows that the best stories are the ones that let you find a piece of yourself in them. Her ability to write a song that can be interpreted in two completely different, yet equally valid ways is not an accident. It is a deliberate and brilliant artistic choice. It is the core of what makes her songwriting so compelling and enduring. She creates these lyrical worlds with so much detail and ambiguity that they become interactive. Listening to a Taylor Swift album is not a passive experience. It's an activity. You're a detective looking for clues, a historian connecting timelines, and a friend listening to a story. She invites you to lean in, to listen closer, and to form your own conclusions. Whether it's a hidden name in a lyric, a reference to an old song, or a double entendre like in Wood, she is always giving her fans something to discover. This creates a deep and lasting bond between her and her audience.